A common childhood ambition is to achieve fame as a performer in the entertainment industry. But the reality of having your name on lights at such a young age is quite different from fantasy. Some young people are just not equipped to deal with fame. In other words, riches and popularity may tempt young people to engage in risky activities such as substance abuse and criminal activity, as shown by the biographies of well-known child stars. Keep watching this video to learn more about the Hollywood child celebrities who have ruined their lives after becoming famous. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is perhaps most recognized for his performance as the lead character Sam Witwicky in the Transformers film franchise. He started his career by doing stand-up comedy in his hometown until a buddy working in the film business encouraged him to pursue a career in the entertainment sector. LaBeouf immediately started seeking an agency and applying for roles in other films. In addition to his performance in Transformers, he is well known for his roles in the television show Even Stevens on the Disney Channel and The Movie Holes from 2003. His work with Disney earned him a Daytime Emmy Award, which served as the impetus for the beginning of a great career. On the other hand, he did not have an easy upbringing. LaBeouf came from a family that struggled to make ends meet, and his father, who struggled with drug misuse, subjected his son to emotional and verbal abuse. And maybe that is why Shia followed in his footsteps and did something similar, such as threatening his next-door neighbor in 2005 when he was 19 years old. But that's not all. LaBeouf hit the neighbor's car with his own, saying that the man was obstructing his way to the garage with his vehicle. Therefore, in 2007, he was taken into custody after refusing to leave a Walgreens store after being urged to do so by security personnel. Because he did not show up to court after this occurrence, he was given a fine of $500. Not long after this, he was in another automobile accident that needed 3 separate operations to repair his hand. Thus, he was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol.
Norman Rockwell, America. It's called white picket fence. Cuffs are too tight. Why am I in custody?
Which resulted in the suspension of his license. Sadly, the most recent occasion LaBeouf was featured in the media was because of allegations of plagiarism regarding 3 graphic novels he had authored. Jake Lloyd. 1999 was the year that Jake Lloyd shot to popularity after playing the Star Wars anti-hero Anakin Skywalker. At the time, he was just 10 years old, but where is he today? Now, 24 years later, the once beloved child star has been embroiled in a series of heated episodes after he walked himself from the limelight. At the beginning of 2015, Jake's mother, Lisa Lloyd, made the terrible revelation that her son has schizophrenia and that he had assaulted her after discontinuing his treatment. Her remarks came after Jake was detained in South Carolina for resisting arrest and failing to stop for a police officer. According to a story by TMZ, Jake eventually reached 117 miles per hour as he led police on a chase that ultimately ended with Jake crashing into a tree. Jake has not made any statements on his arrest. Nevertheless, he has been quite frank about his time spent in the Hollywood industry. Because of his Star Wars fame, he was bullied at school, and he characterized the experience as a living hell in an interview with the Daily Mail. It's no surprise that little Anakin grew up to become Darth Vader. Drake Bell. When Drake Bell first appeared on television screens as one of Nickelodeon's Next Great Things, he had all the makings of a Hollywood leading man. Charisma, quick wit, a wholesome image, and a dazzling grin that rapidly garnered him an army of young followers all over the globe. However, after a few short years following Drake and Josh's series conclusion in 2007, cracks started to appear in the actor's once innocent image as he frantically fought to traverse the dark waters of the film and television business on both a professional and personal level. When it was found that Drake had blown through the massive wealth he gained on the kids program, he racked up more than $1.5 million in debt, which was the first blow to his image that occurred within 10 years after he departed from Nickelodeon. His financial troubles represented a dramatic downward turning point for the celebrity, who has been racked by controversy after scandal in the years afterward, with his scandals and legal woes now entirely overshadowing what was once thought to have a very bright future ahead of him. But how did he go from being a huge star to being broke and a washed-up actor whose once bright career has been ruined by scandal after scandal? Drake's struggles with money were the first significant clue that something was wrong in his life, but they were by no means the final major symptom of problems. In the following years, he was arrested twice for driving under the influence of alcohol, accused of physical and verbal abuse by 2 of his ex-girlfriends, and charged with sending inappropriate messages to a 15-year-old girl when he was 31. He also became known for his frequent angry outbursts and he became involved in several social media feuds with celebrities such as Justin Bieber, and even with his former co-star on Drake and Josh Peck. Drake has tried to rekindle his career despite the many scandals that have dogged him. However, his attempt was unsuccessful. Thus, Drake has maintained his presence in the news for all of the wrong reasons. After being reported as missing and endangered by the police recently, he was thrust back into the center of attention again. Facebook was used by law enforcement to make a call for assistance in the search for the celebrity, but a few hours later, officials reported that they had discovered him safe. Therefore, Drake has been involved in a never-ending string of bad things since he left Nickelodeon all those years ago. Orlando Brown. There's a good chance that That's So Raven has a special place in the hearts of longtime fans of Disney Channel in the early 2000s. The series ran on the network from 2003 through 2007. During that time, it followed the high school shenanigans of an adolescent psychic, Raven Simone, and her closest friends Chelsea Daniels, Annalisa Vanderpool, and Eddie Thomas, Orlando Brown. Eddie is often the source of humorous relief throughout the episodes of That's So Raven, whether it be via his black velvet self-portrait or his spontaneous rap performances. But away from the cameras, once the series was canceled in 2007, Brown's life turned into something that was everything but hilarious. After he left Disney, he was often in the news because he was arrested several times for drug possession, violence, and generally unhinged conduct. In 2007, Orlando Brown was taken into custody
we'll get you up there, okay?
For possessing marijuana in a car. Brown said that the vehicle belonged to a friend of his and that he was unaware of the presence of narcotics inside. On the other hand, this was simply the beginning of his decline in quality of life. He was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol in 2011. Then, 2 years later, he was sentenced to 180 days in jail for failing to complete an alcohol education program as directed by the court. In 2016, he was arrested once again after reportedly hitting his girlfriend, who was also found to have narcotics. Also, in 2018, after the incident in which Brown broke into his friend's restaurant in Las Vegas, his family and friends staged an intervention, and he subsequently checked himself into a treatment center for his mental health. Additionally, he appeared on Dr. Phil wearing contacts resembling snakes and said that Michael Jackson was his biological father. Brown's loved ones attempted to get him care, but they were unsuccessful. In addition, Brown was taken into custody in December 2022 for allegedly brandishing a firearm in the direction of another person. As of the month of November in the year 2023, he was scheduled to have an examination to establish whether or not he has the mental capacity to appear in court and be tried for the event. Leave a comment below and tell us which Hollywood kid star you think has screwed up their life the most and why you think they have done so. And that wraps things up. We appreciate you watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button and we'll see you in the next one.